YouTube, what's up, man? It's your boy Richardson from Minimum Wage to Millionaire. If you're new to the channel, welcome. But if you've been here, welcome back. Now, listen, guys, this is going to be a quicker video. I just wanted to emphasize the point that there is a cost that you pay when you basically don't do anything. In the investment world, they call it analysis paralysis, meaning that you're so caught up in trying to analyze the stock or investment that you miss out on the actual opportunity to invest. And it could show up in many parts of your life, right? It doesn't just have to be with finances, but of course we're primarily financial channel, so we're talking about the financial implications. The reason that I say all this is last week, I went to the bank with my mother. My mother wanted, not only just to witness and some advice, but she also wanted me to see something as she goes to the bank. So she went to the bank. Obviously, there's things I won't disclose because it's my mother's finances, but went to the bank and she had some money tied into a CD. I didn't know how much it really was, but when we went there, I was kind of surprised how much she had in the CD. And she was saying like, yeah, my money's pretty much not earning any interest and stuff like that. So we went there and checked it out. Most of our money was tied to a CD that was earning less than 1%. I think it was 0.75%. And it broke my heart. It broke my heart because I was like, what? Are you serious? And her mindset was pretty much my mother's. When she found out, her mindset was pretty much like, oh, I wanted to protect my wealth. I wanted to protect my money. I didn't want to, go too hard in investing. And I heard people lose money in the stock market and stuff like that. And I looked my mother in the eye and I told her that, well, you did lose money, right? You may have kept your principal from a nominal value, right? So let's say you put, for example, $1,000. Well, you still kept the $1,000. The $1,000 there, but I taught my mom about like inflation and how every year your money is going to continue to get devalued. Some years it will be at like 2-3%, which long-term averages will say that's normal. Sometimes it'll be like, I think it was the last 4 or 5 years. I think it was like 2021 or 2022 when we had peak inflation. It was almost 10%. So imagine 1 year you just lost 10%. And my mom had these CDs for a long time as well. Supposedly she said she had them for like 9 or 10 years. So I'm like, for the last 9 and 10 years, you're earning like less than 1%, less than 1% interest. And we had at one point 9 or 10% interest rates. I'm like, Mom, do you not understand that you lost a lot of money? And I was showing her, like, I was doing like basic calculations and stuff. And I was like, if you had put this money in your retirement account, not only would you get the tax benefits, whether it's Roth, because she has both a 401k and a Roth IRA. So whether it's the Roth where it's post-tax, or the traditional 401k where it's pre-tax, you would have got the tax savings, and then on top of that, you would have had compound growth. You would have more than doubled your money in that time frame. And that look of disappointment on her face, it's like I love my mom so much, but that look of disappointment, it was very sad to see, because she realized like, man, I really messed up. And my mom is a hard worker. She's a good saver. My mom and my dad. But yeah, it's just a reminder. It reminded me of a story in the Bible, a parable in the Bible about the master, his 3 servants, and the talents. I think it's in Matthew 25, I think 14 to 28 or 14 to 30. Basically, breaking down the parable is that a master has 3 servants, and talents, which you could say is money. He gave the servants the talents according to the ability of them being able to invest and double it. So he gave the person with 5 talents because he knew that, hey, if I give you 5 talents, you're going to make me some money. You're going to double it. He gave the person 2 talents because although I expect you to double it, obviously it's to a lesser effect, so I give you 2, so you could double it to 4. And then he gave the person 1 because he knew, he trusted the ability of him doubling it 1 time. Now, 3 servants, the master leaves, comes back after some point in time, and the 2 servants, the first 2 servants, the servants that had the 5, he doubled it to 10. The servants that had the 2, he doubled it to 4. And the master was pleased because, like, okay, yeah, I put my trust in you. You obviously have the skills to manage my money. Oh my gosh, the sun. Sorry. Yeah, sun's, wow, sun came bright. Wow. But yeah, you know, he trusted the 2 servants with their abilities, and they pretty much fulfilled what he expected. Now, the last servant, he was challenged with 1, but because of his fear of losing money, the fear of, you know, whatever, he was like, you know what, I'm going to take my talent that the master gave me and I'm going to bury it in the ground. And then when the master comes, I'll return him the 1 talent he gave me. That way, he didn't lose anything. Now, from the servant's perspective, it does somewhat make sense. It's like, hey, I love the master. Master loves me. I don't want to lose his talent. So I'm just going to, again, save it and give it back to him. But guess what the master's response is? The master's response was frustration, anger, and disappointment. Because the master didn't care if you lost that 1 talent. The master looked at it as from a perspective, you didn't even try. You could have put, and it even says in the word too. Okay, the sun went down. It even says in the word too that that you could have at least put some money in the bank and earned some interest. That way you would have got something, even if it wasn't a doubling of the talent. So the master was very frustrated, and he basically let the servant have it. But the more the point is that, and just to tie it all together, is that there is a cost of you not doing anything, right? Don't ever believe in your mind that the fear and the safety of inaction outbeats the fear of trying something. Because in some situations, it is smart to remain patient and to to think things through and to analyze. I'm not saying make all your decisions on haste, but when you take it to the extreme of, okay, I'm not going to do everything, I'm just going to create this cage to protect yourself from the lions and the bears and all that stuff. And yes, you protect yourself from lions and bears, but if you find too much comfort in that cage, the cage no longer becomes a sanctuary and instead becomes a prison at your detriment, right? So just wanted to put that out there. You guys do make sure that when it comes to your money and really anything in life, give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. Now, obviously, do so calculated. Calculate everything. See the time investment, the money you're putting into, the value you're getting out of things, right? You shouldn't be a blind consumer to anything or to anyone. Oh my goodness, the sun's out again. Okay, the video's almost over. And all these things. But just remember that if you hesitate too long or if you procrastinate, and I would say I'm speaking for myself because I'm a very, very, very big procrastinator. You procrastinate too long, you may miss opportunities, or in my mother's case, significant growth in her money, her hard-earning money, by doing that. So just remember, guys, don't be too hasty, but don't be too patient. Thank you, guys. Richardson from Minimum Wage to Millionaire. You guys have a nice day. God bless you guys.